It's quite impressive to see so many bodies scattered on the side of the trail. People sleeping. I can feel it as well. I'm tired, sleepy. It's tough to fight it off.
Have you ever set yourself a daunting goal? One that just seems impossible to reach? An aspirational objective that just feels too big for you? A destination that appears too distant? One that stares down at you from the top of the mountain of effort you would need to put in to reach it? A goal that gives you goosebumps? This is my story. The dream of taking part in the Super Bowl of ultra trail running, the Ultra Trail du Mont Blanc, 100 miles around Europe's tallest summit that takes runners from Chamonix in France, through Italy, Switzerland, and back into France. A full loop that has accumulated 10,000 meters of elevation gain. It's more than just a race. It's a transformational journey in which purpose plays a key role. A journey during which we meet our two selves, the best and the worst. I'm taking you on this journey, my story.
Alright, so it's Thursday, the day before the big day. I just got back from a very long trip where I've moved my entire family, so this race is coinciding with a big change on the personal side as well, which hasn't made things any easier to prepare psychologically for the race. So it's been difficult to organize myself, but here I am back in Europe, ready to go back to Chamonix, the temple of trail running, for the Super Bowl of trail running. Finally, after 2 years of preparation, the big day has finally arrived. So we're now organizing all our stuff. It's quite a big logistical endeavor, to say the least. A lot of gear, mandatory gear, which is required. The nutrition as well is going to be a big one. It's my first 100 miler, so that changes a little bit in terms of organizing myself for nutrition. There's only one drop bag location in Courmayeur, so yeah, I'm going to have to carry quite a lot of stuff. I'm going in pretty anxious and excited at the same time. I'm not going for any target time per se. I just want to finish the race, so I'm just going to go and try and make the cutoffs. I've learned a lot in the previous races, especially going slow at the start. My pack's going to be very heavy anyway, so I'm really going to have to jog and put myself in the mindset that I'm not running, I'm jogging. So we're now going to be heading to Chamonix. It's great to at least have my mom, my sister, and some friends who are going to be crewing as well for me during this race. Family couldn't make it, unfortunately. It's too much of a hassle to go from where we live now, and then school has started as well, so couldn't bring them over. So that as well is a bit of a tough one on the psychological front, to not have the family there with us, to be far from them as well. It's not a great headspace, but luckily mum, sister, friends are there. It all boils down to this: all the preparation, hard work, time spent on legs, early wake-ups, lunch breaks, weekends, strength training, one moment frozen in time. Looking forward to that start and the music. So now, direction Chamonix.
The preparation for UTMB was tough, especially the last months in the lead up to the event. I'll reveal the nature of these difficulties at the end of the film. But preparation didn't start a couple of months ago. It started over 6 years ago. It all started in Zermatt during a family weekend in the Swiss postcard destination. I was there during the Ultrax event, and the excitement of the event was contagious. I decided there and then that I would do such a race the following year and signed up to the Zermatt Ultra Mountain Race. 46 kilometers and 2,500 meters of elevation gain. I'd never done a half marathon or a marathon before signing up. I trained only on a treadmill. Needless to say that this was not the right preparation. I suffered during that race, but finished for my children, to show them the strength of believing in oneself. I did this race each year until COVID. Then, when everything shut down and there was little to do, I found myself traveling through films on YouTube. I came across Billy Yang's film on the why of 100 miles. It was then, one fresh night in October 2020, in the dimly lit living room in front of my TV, I was transported deep into my soul. profound and fundamental questions on what mark I want to leave behind me in my life. That's when I decided that I would do a 100 miler, but not any 100 miler. I wanted to do UTMB, the reference in ultra running, the ideal objective to push me to my limits, learn about myself, and pass on values to my children, especially the value of effort. At that time, UTMB qualification was still on the old system of doing 2 100-kilometer races within 2 years, and so I embarked on a 2-year plan to materialize this. It took me over 5,000 kilometers of running and 52,000 meters of climbing to be ready for UTMB, taking part in 18 preparation races, including 2 100Ks, which fell in the transition period during which UTMB changed its qualification criteria, switching to running stones or lottery tickets, requiring me to run a race from their official list. I wanted to run UTMB with an extra purpose, and so decided to support the association called Rire Médecin, which is the same concept as the movie Patch Adams, where doctors disguise themselves to brighten up hospitalized children's days. I raised funds for this association, which, in combination to my running stone I obtained in Nice the previous year, to automatically qualify for UTMB. 2 years of hard work, a value that seems to be disappearing in the new generation, for whom everything is a click away, on demand. A generation that feels that they are entitled. I wanted to ensure my children wouldn't follow that trend, and learn the value of effort. Learning that to have an easy life in the long term, one needs to choose the difficult path in the shorter term. Short-term pain for long-term gain. Learning that if something is not difficult, then it's probably not worth it. Concepts difficult to integrate for kids, but when they experience this firsthand, it may resonate stronger. That's my hope, and the purpose of setting off on this journey. It's the reason why I decided to also capture these adventures on film. I wanted them to have a repository of my learnings. These learnings are reaching the final chapter. The book is reaching its end at UTMB, the moment of truth, the moment during which everything is coming together and which I hope will end well, to drive the point home. So much can happen to derail the happy outcome of this story. Just like life, hope for the best and plan for the worst.
So quick little stop before we get to Chamonix. The weather is getting better, but we can't really see the Mont Blanc. That's the leftovers of the bad weather they've had over the couple of days past with the TDS and the PTL, which started under the rain. So we'll be hopefully a little bit more lucky with the weather. So anxious and excited at the same time.
As we arrive in Chamonix on that Thursday, 2 races have already kicked off. The 300-kilometer PTL or Petite Trotte à Léon adventure race, and the TDS, which is the 145-kilometer Trace du Duc de Savoie race. Chamonix is a quaint town in France, at the foot of the Mont Blanc. It's the start and finish location of the Ultra Trail du Mont Blanc race, which is celebrating 20 years this year. The origins date as far back as 1999, when there was a race organized by the Club de Sport de Chamonix. At that time, it was a relay race with a team of 7. In 1999, the fire in the Mont Blanc tunnel meant that the race was stopped until 2002. They tried to restart it, but only a few people registered, so it was cancelled by the president of the running club. Michel Poletti was disappointed by this decision, as the event was considered a symbol of friendship between the 3 countries, Italy, Switzerland and France. So he and his wife Catherine Poletti decided to start their own ultra run, but not in the same way. This time it would be run alone, starting and ending in Chamonix on trails rather than roads. And so, in 2003, 722 runners took to the start of the first ever UTMB race.
Right, so now it's time to go and get the bib, a solemn moment in the UTMB experience.
This year's edition of UTMB attracted 3 times more requests for registration than places available. There were 6,578 applications for only around 2,300 bibs. 107 nationalities are present during the week-long event, with France, Spain, Italy, the UK and the US being the most represented. 178 solidarity bibs were sold, raising 356,000 euros across all races. Ages range from 21 for the youngest to 78 for the oldest. UTMB is the queen race of this Super Bowl of trail running. The entire event is a week long, starting with PTL and TDS, and then followed by MCC, which is a 40-kilometer race organized for the locals and volunteers, followed by the OCC, 55 kilometers, and CCC 100-kilometer races, which start right before the main UTMB 100-mile race, which I'm doing.
How's it going, Ilya?
Pretty good.
Ready? Ready for the race? Excited?
As ready as I can be.
Yeah.
No more
Excellent.
training left.
I'm looking forward to seeing you on the race start.
After picking up my bib, I spent some time walking around the trail village with my mother, and I go onto a spending spree. I want to take as many souvenirs as possible back to my new life after the race, in the hopes that these will bring back good memories.
I'm here in my Association Rire Médecin attire, so I'm currently representing this noble cause over the weekend, and we're a bunch of runners as well representing this association, so we're going to hopefully help to bring some more smiles to children in hospital and bring more attention to this great cause, and hopefully we'll be able to make them proud and finish this incredible race. Getting ready, a few hours to go, 3 o'clock, 3 hours to go, so starting to get stressed. But the buddies are here now with Mum, so the whole team is here ready to help me get through this new adventure. Go, big day now, just prepared all my stuff, all equipped, pressure's on now, just want to get this going. It's been a lot of work, it's been a long grind. This is the exam day, this is what it's all coming down to. All the preparation I've been doing, everything is coming down to this. Got to take it as a celebration of all the work that's been done for now 2 years. So let's make it happen and execute correctly the plan.
So, Raphael, what are your impressions before this epic race?
Yeah, excited and stressed at the same time. It all boils down to this now, so it's all the hard work and all the time that I spent is gonna speak volumes today. Tonight, I think I'm just gonna be walking. Hoping to get through the night without getting too cold and not losing too much time.
No sleep?
No sleep for me.
No time for sleep?
No. It's going to be flat out till the end. So off to the drop bags now. We've set up the team near the start line. Hopefully they'll be able to see something. Not easy. It's already 2.5 hours before the race, and people are already have already colonized all the spaces on the sides of the arches, so that was to be expected. So hopefully they'll be able to get some sort of viewpoint. That'll be cool. Drop bags are done, so now heading towards the start line. See the buddies where they're stationed, and then head off into the starting line. So it's getting real now.
As I make my way back towards the famous arch that marks the official start and finish of this adventure, I feel like a gladiator, ready to enter the arena. The fight will be against the most difficult opponent, myself. Last year, I was a spectator of this incredible race, following the elites around the Mont Blanc. Exactly a year ago, I decided that 2023 would be my UTMB year. I worked hard, and now I am the man in the arena.
Voilà, we're waiting now.
Still 2 hours to wait.
It's hot like hell in the sun over there, so having a seat here is much better. Just too much wind for the race. The association.
Association Rire Médecin. Yann?
Ouais.
Will?
Bastien. Ready, it's 4:30, an hour and a half to go before the start, so excited now, looking forward to it. Alright, off to the start now, there we go, 4:30. It's quite hot, it's hotter than we thought it was going to be, so I've been drinking a lot of water, and it's quite windy as well, so my little balloon for the association is having a bit of a hard time at the moment, but hopefully I'll survive.
This is the moment I've been waiting for so long. Dreaming of what it would feel like to be on this legendary start line and go under that arch with over 2,000 other adventurers on the journey of a lifetime. It's here and now. Excitement and anxiety mix to create a unique feeling of nervous anticipation.
For the moment.
The sun is blazing and hitting us hard in this exposed public square, fittingly called the Triangle of Friendship, in homage to the tight relationship between France, Italy and Switzerland, despite the mountain range that physically separates them. Today, this friendship extends beyond those borders, with 107 countries present on this public square, all with the same dream of reaching the finish. But who will make it? Despite these runners having all finished at least one 100-kilometer race and having been through a grueling preparation, 1/3 of them will not see the arch a second time this weekend. Each one of us hopes that we will not be among those who will unfortunately have to pull out. The energy of the spectators and the speaker are contagious, and despite the calm demeanor of the runners, we are entering a virtuous circle of energy build-up that will be unleashed once we are off.
Where are you guys from? Hong Kong. Hong Kong, nice. Oh, good luck, guys. Huh? You have a great race. Alright, I didn't think I was gonna feel so emotional. Big changes in my life. UTMB. The page is turning.
With such a crowd watching us, the TV crews, the live coverage and commentators, we feel like professional athletes, a kind of supernatural experience. Today, we're in the arena, ready to take on our biggest challenge yet, and ready to experience an ethereal moment, the most emotional start to any ultra race in the world.
Mont, bah c'est que c'est l'heure. J'en suis désolé. Ça a été plus vite que je le pensais. Je voulais vous faire un dernier clapping, mais on part sur la musique officielle, celle qui nous fait rêver pour ces 20 ans. 20 ans d'histoire, 20 ans de bonheur.
Official music. Part of the event.
20 ans. Oui, 20 ans. Souvenez-vous, les moments sont éphémères. Les souvenirs sont éternels. Vous avez rendez-vous avec la vie. Alors remplissez-vous d'images, d'authenticité, de solidarité, d'humilité, d'amitié, et de respect et de dépassement. Soyez vivants.
And it's your moment. All the efforts just to be here. And it's time now for the harvest.
Sogno, la musica, l'emozione, il viaggio, il via.
Habéis luchado, pero este momento es vuestro. Es tiempo de cosecha.
crowd is absolutely incredible, a never-ending line of people cheering us on. I've never felt such a level of energy. We're all communing in a shared passion centered on the spirit of adventure and these alpine titans. After an emotional build-up and start to this incredible adventure, the reality of the challenge dawns back upon me. 100 miles, 33,000 feet of elevation gain, and 2 sleepless nights await. It's now time to turn into execution and concentration mode. Pace, heart rate, hydration, nutrition, and time barriers are going to be my key progress indicators. One of these indicators is already off. My heart rate is already near 170. Quite ironic given that in training I'm usually unable to reach those levels.
I guess we're never ready enough, but as ready as we can be, right? Yeah, exactly. The famous pain cave, but we're gonna love it. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna enjoy it.
It's great to connect in person with fellow runners who follow through YouTube and social media. Today, with the excitement, the heavy pack, and the fast initial pace of all the runners, taken over by the collective enthusiasm, we're all going faster than we should, and I will rapidly need to reduce my speed to avoid overburning my calories.
Romain, il supports way association et médecin. Great stuff. Bravo. Bonne course. Ouais, merci toi aussi. Hein.
And the UTMB is also like this. You have always to walk, to take some buses and provide some assistance. That's the funny part as well.
Since 2022, UTMB have implemented a great bus network to take the supporters and crews to the main aid stations. A great way to leave the car and reduce congestion around the Massif, especially as there's a lack of parking in some locations and some roads are also closed. I had a taste of those road closures last year when I tried following the elites. I didn't make it to Champel-Lac for that reason.
Okay, well, Champel-Lac is completely blocked, so we can't be going that way, so we're gonna have to find another way to see the runners. That's a bummer.
The only issue with the buses is that these might not arrive on time if you are following the front runners. But for the main pack of runners, it's perfect, and my crew is on their way to meet me at Saint-Gervais. We're now heading towards the first climb of the course up to Col de Vossa. On this flat section, the elites are shooting off at an incredible speed.
First kilometer, my heartbeat is already at 170. Between the excitement and collective enthusiasm, I'm way too high already in terms of heartbeat. Third kilometer, maybe fourth kilometer, having a hard time getting my heart rate down. It's way up there, way too high. 179. Gotta slow down. I'm with Sarah here.
Hi.
We're at what, kilometer 5, something like that? Yeah? How's it going so far?
Yeah, not too bad. It's very
Good?
early days.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time getting my heartbeat down after the excitement of the start.
Yeah, I know, but it's all so crazy, so many people. Once you get down to Les Houches.
Les Houches start, yeah. Cool. Wishing you a good race.
Sarah Place is an ultra runner and YouTuber who has some great videos which actually helped me gear up for my first 100k race 2 years ago. Sarah is Ben Park's girlfriend, and both are running UTMB for a second time after Ben pulled out on an injury last year. Ben is a 2 hour 25 minute marathon runner and YouTuber who set his sights on completing UTMB. He is way ahead of us at this point, but will he be able to maintain this speed?
So I managed to get the heartbeat down to 149. So I think I'm gonna manage this part of the race exclusively on heartbeat, going at around 740 per kilometer on a slight uphill. But I'm not going to go any faster than that. Arriving to the Houches, 51 minutes. Merci.
What I was expecting in terms of atmosphere is being exceeded. The crowd has been present all the way from Chamonix cheering us on. I've never experienced anything like it. As I arrive in Les Ouches, I fill up my bottles and add some NAC drink mix in one of them.
Got the poles out now. First climb.
The first challenge of the course is up to Col de Vossa, which is a 13% gradient climb taking us to 1,800 meters. I prefer the climbs than the flat, so I'm hoping to gain a bit of time here. At this stage in the race, the runners are packed together. Luckily the trail is quite wide and I'm able to squeeze my way past quite a few runners as I climb up to the first pass. There are still so many supporters along this route, making for a great atmosphere. This atmosphere will disappear once we pass Contamine and head into the thick of the mountains, where there are no more villages.
Merci. Alright, currently 10th kilometer, doing the uphills. Feel much better with the uphills than with the flat, so better profit from that. Bit of a traffic jam now. Look at this. Wow, that's what we're here for. And that's what I'm gonna miss in the next chapter of my life. Beautiful mountains. I was quite emotional at the start with the music, reflecting on all these incredible adventures. This one possibly the final one for a while. So, got to practice gratefulness. I'm very lucky to be here and do this. There's a lot less fortunate people in this world, so can't complain. Soak it all in, admire it. I'm not gonna see this for a while. Look at this, how beautiful is it? Spectacular view. Such a spectacular sunset, unbelievable. We're about 2 hours into the race. Kilometer 13. 740 meters elevation gain. We're at 1,600 meters. I'm with Alex here from South Africa, currently in Switzerland. Huh?
Exactly, yep.
Having a good race?
Yeah, just warming up.
Excellent. Well, wishing you a good one, buddy.
Same to you.
Hopefully see you on the finish line now.
We'll see you out there.
There's Chamonix over there. It's a joy to be back here. I underestimated how much these mountains I would miss. Here I am, in the middle of it. So lucky, so lucky. Merci. Merci à vous.
Emotions overwhelmed me on this climb. The joy of being here is much stronger than I ever thought it would be as I go over the pass and head towards Saint-Gervais with the night setting in.
I guess we're starting the downhill to Saint-Gervais now.
Here we are in Saint-Gervais. First step to meet Raphael. Hope that we will be not be so late, because the bus took so many time to come here. My gosh, What an adventure as well. So here we are, the beautiful city of Saint-Gervais in the Alps. When we are going to meet Raphael for the first step. So we are waiting for him now.
Oh, Raphael.
No way.
Hi.
Hey.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Good, good. How are
Good to see you. Good, good. Hanging in there.
Yeah,
How's the race going so far?
Yeah, it's feel like got me a little bit.
Yeah.
The beginning was a little fast.
How about you? So far so good. A little bit emotional to be here.
As I head down towards Saint-Gervais, the elites are already nearing Contamine. Their pace is incredible.
There's a really steep downhill towards Saint-Gervais. Jeez. Merci.
The first night has now begun. We've taken out our headlamps and do our best to manage some of the bottlenecks at the entrance of Saint-Gervais. Once again, we're greeted with an incredible crowd. I had heard that the atmosphere would be incredible, but this is just another level from what I imagined. People are everywhere at 9 p.m. Great energy.
We arrived in Saint-Gervais now. Hey! Yeah, my crew is there.
Hey les gars, ça fait du plaisir de vous voir. Ça va? Vous avez en route? Ça va? Ça va bien là? Yeah, feeling good. Feeling good. So far so good. First climb, first descent, no twisted ankles, so that's the most important. Not easy, but the uphills were good actually. Uphills are really, really good. I passed a lot of people, but on the flats, forget it.
We saw that.
I'm having troubles keeping my heart rate down below 140.
You are happy to see us again.
Yeah, happy to see my crew. That's great.
Good.
As per my plan, I fuel up in salty snacks at the aid station. The aid station is packed and it's difficult to maneuver around. However, it's very well equipped. Fantastic organization. I sweat a lot on my way to Saint-Gervais, and with the fresher temperatures, with the night settling in, and higher altitudes on the horizon, I decide to change now.
Tu l'avais pas mise avant, non?
Hein?
Tu l'avais pas mise avant encore.
Si, là.
Ready to go? Ready to go?
À plus tard.
Allez, à toutes. Ciao.
Merci. Génial. So now we're heading out of Saint-Gervais aid station. Had some salty snacks to change from what I'm carrying in terms of nutrition. Been drinking loads of NAC drink mix, get some calories in, and some bars as well. So I think in terms of calories I'm pretty good for the moment. So now off to Contamine and then Notre-Dame de la Gorge, which is a cool place I discovered last year with that awesome tunnel, so I hope they have it again.
Allez, on y va là! Allez, de l'audace, c'est maintenant qu'on attaque! Allez!
Okay, so here we are in Contamine Montjoie now for the second stop of Raphael. He's supposed to arrive now in 2 minutes.
I was looking forward to the night section and seeing the train of lights in the distance. It's truly mesmerizing to see that line extend so far in the distance. We're definitely not alone in this adventure, despite taking on the fight against ourselves. I'm now reaching the Contaminate station where my crew awaits.
Ça va? Ça va et toi mec? How are you?
It's tough, man.
Good sensation after this second stop?
Yeah, it's okay. Not too bad.
How many kilometers now?
So 32 kilometers and 1,500 meters D plus.
Weather conditions are nice.
Perfect. No, weather conditions are perfect.
My crewman.
Hello guys.
So Contamine, cutoff is an hour. It's pretty short cutoffs here. Gotta go quickly.
I'm slowly starting to feel the strain, and the time barrier is close. I'm surprised by how aggressive the cutoffs are. It's the first time that I have to pay close attention to these. I can't hang around too much at the aid station.
So, my friend,
so ready,
are you ready
going
to go?
out? Yep, going out of Les Contamines, heading to Notre-Dame de la Gorge. It's 20 past 11. So hoping to make it as fast as possible. Yeah. So far so good. Yeah. See you later.
Enjoy, my friend.
All right, heading out of Les Contamines. Only 40 minutes from the time barrier, so it's pretty tight on my end.
Incredible atmosphere in Les Contamines. Very nice. Better than in Saint-Gervais actually.
Kilometer 35.6, 1,600 meters D plus, 5 hours, 50 minutes in. So far so good. It's nearing midnight, getting close to Notre-Dame de la Gorge. But not easy, huh? Not easy. Ça vaut le coup là. C'est magnifique. So we've arrived at Notre-Dame de la Gorge with the famous arches. That was really cool. The party's clearly over. I arrived too late for it. It's not going to be the same atmosphere going up as for the elites, that's for sure. But anyway, here we are. This is when the race really starts now. Big climbs now. Merci de nous avoir attendus.
Allez, mon Suisse!
Notre-Dame de la Gorge is well known at UTMB. It marks the end of civilization as we head into the heart of the Mont Blanc Massif and towards Italy. The race really starts here, and the crowd make it an incredible experience, especially for the front runners who arrive earlier. We're now taking on the first massive climb of the course, up from Notre-Dame de la Gorge, that sits at around 1,200 meters, up to Col du Bonhomme, which stands at near 2,500 meters, with an intermediary stop at La Balme.
Kilometer 40, 2,000 meters D plus, 6 hours 43 minutes in. Then the next stop is La Balme. So at this point we're all walking in silence. Beautiful moon, beautiful night, perfect temperature. So we're at one of the aid stations before the rest of the climb to La Balme. I forgot that there was an aid station here. This is comes at the right time. Having a good soup. That's excellent. The next stop, Col du Bonhomme, it seems. So it's going to be a big climb. This one. Not going to be easy. It's a good aid station. Managed to at least eat something with the soup and the rice and the oranges. So hopefully it'll give me that strength to get up there.
Fatigue is now taking over and blurring my thought process. I'm confusing aid stations. This was indeed La Balme, and we're now heading to Col du Bonhomme. It's just past 1 AM and the next cutoff is at 5:15 AM in Les Chapieux. Seems like I have enough time, but Les Chapieux is still 11 kilometers away with another 740 meters climb to go.
You can see the top of the Col du Bonhomme there. We should be arriving soon. Now all the runners are pretty much spread out. I think we've found our relevant groups of similar speeds, so we're all following each other in silence in our concentration bubble.
The climb is going well. The trail is getting a little narrower now and steeper, regrouping the runners into a long single line.
Bonjour. Merci. Bonsoir. Ouais. On survit. Merci pour tout. Allez. We're nearing the top of the Col du Bonhomme, 2,500 meters. We've done accumulated climbs of 3,000 meters, and we're now in the snow. I feel the breathing as well with the altitude. Not easy.
I reached the Col du Bonhomme at 3 AM after a good climb. So far the uphills have gone well. We've climbed around 3,000 meters and now we're heading down towards Les Chapieux, which has the 5 AM cutoff. I should make it, but time is tight.
So that downhill from the Col du Bonhomme was quite a tough one. Starting to feel my knees now. So there's something like kilometers 50 or something like that. Not easy. Oh yeah, we've arrived in Chapuis, kilometer 52, 10 hours in more or less. So that was a quick stop in Les Chapieux. Now I don't even remember where I have to go now. I have to check the map.
After making it on time at Chapieux, the next stops are Col de la Seigne and La Combale, where the next cutoff is at 10 AM. I therefore have a little less than 6 hours to make the next time barrier, with another 1,400 meters to climb and 18 kilometers to cover.
Just check the map, and the next stop is La Combale, so into Italy. So that's going to be a hell of a stint. But at least now the cutoffs are a little more generous. The first ones were quite tight. So there we go. Destination Italy. Kilometer 57, 3,300 meters climbed. Slowly entering the pain cave. I don't know if I'm full, if I need to go to the toilet, or if I need to eat. I feel like crap.
The climb to the Col de la Seigne is tough, and I'm indeed entering a very tough patch. We are over 12 hours into the race, it's past 6 AM, and the sun will be rising soon. The effort is being felt, and the body wants to sleep. This is going to be a grind.
Sun is rising on the Col de la Seigne.
C'est encore loin la Suisse.
Ouais, il en reste un bout. Hein. Et on va patienter. Col de la Seigne. Freezing cold here. Wow. That's a shame we don't have any view. But that's 2,512 meters. That's 63 kilometers. I climbed 4,000 meters. I'm feeling better than the same point in my 100 Ks I did a couple of years ago. So the Swiss Alps, so to speak. So, but still, I'm not feeling super duper either.
In the meantime, Ben Parks, whom I mentioned a little earlier, has withdrawn from the race, out of time at Chapieux. I didn't see him there, but he developed intestinal issues and was not able to leave the aid station on time. Felt really sorry for him, as it was his second attempt after pulling out on injury last year. As we can see, this race is a challenge, even for an incredibly strong 2 hours 25 minute marathon runner. This race is tough, and it's difficult to comprehend what the distance and climbs represent. It's like running around Manhattan a little over 3 times, but climbing higher than the Everest in the process. Currently, we've climbed a little less than half of Everest's 8,849 meters. We're now in Italy, having crossed the border at the Col de la Seigne. It's around 7 a.m. and I only have 3 hours before the cutoff at Lac Combal, which is still 10 kilometers away, with a 300-meter climb in between. We'll be entering technical terrain as well, so despite the short distance that separates me from the next aid station, the elevation, terrain type and fatigue will slow me down considerably.
Ultra trail, it's also like this. You wake up very early with the crew to follow the friends. It's 7 o'clock.
I think we reached the top of the other climb, 2,577 meters. I was having troubles breathing there at some point. Not easy. Merci.
The technical section has started, but with the sun having risen, bringing with it natural light, makes it easier than what it would have been at night with just a headlamp. We are deep into the race now, and I'm suffering. This is what I came for, to confront that discomfort and test myself. I believe that in some way, we find peace by going to war with ourselves. The war with myself took place all along the preparation for this race, and it was grueling. It required many sacrifices, sacrificing comfort and short-term gratification for long-term fulfillment.
Really beautiful area. Never been here.
A mindset which I believe is key in life. Self-imposed challenges grow you. Today, the challenge is considerable. It's pushing me deep into the pain cave, and I know I'm still far from its depth. I'm both relishing and fearing what I'll find at the bottom of this abyss. I'm now at the Lac Combal aid station. Everyone is in a tough patch now. We're not even halfway yet, and I'm already hearing people talking about giving up. Their minds are playing games on them. And it's appealing to mine as well. Why not just indulge in taking on the easy path to comfort? At this point, my mind is still able to push these ideas away, but for how long?
Getting out of the aid station, we don't have that much time on the cutoff. I got like an hour and 10 minutes, so I can't hang around too much, especially if I want to have a rest in Courmayeur.
The climb up to Montfavre is another steep one, but the views are incredible despite the fatigue from 72 kilometers and the cumulated 4,200 meters climb since the start of the race.
This area is really spectacular in terms of views. Really epic. Oof.
That's it. I reached Montfavre at 10:06 a.m. with just above 2,400 meters. The climb went well, and now I have to take on a massive downhill towards Courmayeur, a near 1,300 meter drop back down into the valley. This is going to be tough, especially the section just before Courmayeur, which is known to be a killer on the quads. We will be halfway when we get to Courmayeur. At this stage, the front runners have already gone through Switzerland, are back into France approaching Valorcine, and getting very close to the finish.
Alright, so we're kilometer 78, 4,800 meters climbed, 16 hours in. Hopefully getting closer to Courmayeur. Not fresh, that's for sure. After the Verbier Saint-Bernard, I remember saying, yeah, how the hell I'm going to do about 100 kilometers more than what I did in that race. Well, I'm going to find out.
In the meantime, my crew is on their way to Courmayeur and going through the Mont Blanc tunnel. Back on my end, I'm reaching the Chercrouy aid station that sits just above Courmayeur. It's getting really hot now as we approach midday, contrasting considerably with the cold we faced in the middle of the night high in the mountains.
Some good pasta to get to Courmayeur. Only 4 kilometers to go, but I think it's a nasty descent, so it's not going to be easy. Okay, out we go, the aid station. I filled up some with some water, and now we're gonna do this, what I expect to be a nasty downhill into Courmayeur. Yeah, my left knee is having a hard time at the moment, which is strange because just before doing UTMB 10 days ago, I knocked my right knee pretty badly, and I thought that was the one that's going to be creating problems, and in the end, it's the left knee. So there we go. Let's see what this downhill is all about.
After a full night in those Alpine Titans, I'm looking forward to seeing my crew. I underestimated the value of moral support. I had always seen this sport as very individualistic, but today I'm experiencing the full importance of the energy that a support crew can infuse. We reached the tortuous part of this final steep section before Courmayeur. A very narrow, vertical, twisting, slippery and dusty single trail down to the aid station. I had heard a lot about this part, and now I am experiencing the full-blown difficulty of it. Perfect terrain for twisting an ankle, which happened to me in Zermatt a couple of years ago. Something I don't want to repeat.
We are finally done with this torture. Now we're in Courmayeur. Now we have to find the sports stadium or whatever it is, sports center. And the crew will be waiting for us there. Looking forward to seeing them.
Courmayeur. The resting area for Raphael. We are waiting for him now. This is almost the middle of the race, so it's important for him. Nice place.
Courmayeur indeed marks the halfway point of the race, where we can access our drop bags. A full change of clothes and restocking of supplies awaits, whilst the elites are finishing their race, with Jim Wormsley fast approaching Chamonix for his first ever victory on this race.
Thank you.
Raphael, on your right.
On the right, thank you. 1560.
As I arrive in Courmayeur and see all the empty racks, I start to worry. I know I'm not at the front of the pack, but seeing so few drop bags materializes the concerning reality that I'm clearly fighting with the cut-offs.
C'est pas beaucoup, hein.
Allez!
Il se fait désirer. Les deux derniers bornes.
Comment elle va la mécanique?
Avec les genoux qui m'emmerdent un peu.
Durant les deux derniers kilomètres apparemment.
It's great to reconnect with the crew. Seeing the familiar faces and having a good laugh takes me out of the race and the tiring concentration bubble, which re-energizes me. The plan is now to take my time. I want to change and reorganize my gear. The issue is that I don't have that much time. I have a little over an hour before the cutoff, so there will be no sleep for me. I was hoping cutoffs would become more generous, but this is not the case.
Allora, Raphael, benvenuti in Italia. Come stai?
I'm dead. That was really tough. Yes, and the sun has come out, and now it's really, really, really hot. So it's even more difficult. So, but yeah, so far so good. We're halfway, more or less.
Yes, exactly.
So now, step by step, to get closer to Chamonix. I think in 43 hours. For the moment my watch is telling me 43. First ultra is done, now the second ultra.
This is the half time, so you have interesting stuff. Nice.
I'm gonna change.
Yes.
I'm gonna put sun cream on as well because it's so...
Yes, yes. Take your time, my friend. So this is the typical resting area. A lot of people, but nice. Very nice organizations. Ready to go, buddy?
It's very tight with the time barrier, so
yes,
we have to rush now. So I changed everything, but wasn't able to rest. So that's not so good.
Yes.
Bon, on y va.
On y va?
Let's go.
Out of the aid station, but just in time with the cutoff. So hopefully now they'll be a little bit more generous on the time they give us, because that was really rushed.
Many runners have dropped out at Courmayeur, but the very tough part of the race starts now. Sleep deprivation and physical pain were just the starters on this race. Much more is on the menu, and I hope it's not me. Mental toughness alone will not be enough to overcome this second part. I'm going to have to dig deep. Time is not on my side, and I have to take on a 15% gradient climb in the heat. This is going to be make or break. Do I have what it takes? I'll be finding many answers in the coming hours. In the meantime, Jim Wormsley is finishing the race. He wins UTMB in 19 hours and 37 minutes. An incredible feat. Chamonix is absolutely packed and going wild. An incredible experience for the victor, but also for the spectators, as I found out last year. A magical moment for every runner, especially those who arrive when the crowd is present. And is also a tradition at UTMB to celebrate the last finishers, those who bravely traverse darkness to reach the finish line in 46 hours and 30 minutes. The final cutoff of the race. I hope I can make it. At the moment, doubt is creeping in.
Today is very hot. It's getting tough. It's going to be a tough afternoon, I think.
At this juncture, I'm not the only one suffering. All the runners around me are battling with sleep deprivation and heat stress on one of the most grueling climbs of the course. As doubt creeps in, I start to wonder why I'm here. Why am I self-imposing this suffering? Why don't I just lie down and have a nap? My mind is luring me into that trap. Come on, Raphael, look at all these people having a rest. It looks so good, just follow suit. Just a couple of minutes rest, why not? No, I can't. Time is of the essence. I must grind through this tough patch.
Courmayeur down there.
I must reach the next aid station at Berton. The cutoff is in the following aid station at Bonatti at 5 p.m. It sounds like a generous time buffer, but at this point in the race, it is tight.
There it is. Refuge Berton. That was a tough climb now. In the heat, deadly.
I reach Refuge Berton, the aid station that sits just before the one with the 5 p.m. cutoff. It's now 2:53 p.m. and I decide to take a well-deserved rest as I fuel up again. That was tough, to say the least. I am destroyed at this point. We've completed 87 kilometers and climbed near 5,600 meters. I'm just 13 kilometers off the longest distance I've ever done in a race. I'm close to the unknown, ready to face the worst of myself, which has already attempted numerous incursions into my mind. The thought of giving up keeps poking its snout out of the pain cave. The gnarly dragon that is attempting to stop me from reaching the treasured finish line. The race started in Notre-Dame de la Gorge, but the fight against myself is beginning here, at Refuge Berton, as I sit in silence with dark thoughts traversing my mind. I'm in a state of torpor, but what I'm about to experience is going to yank me out of this lethargic state. The moment that is going to transform my race, for the better or for the worse. The messenger is this lady who is about to drop an information bomb on me.
Raphaël, faut y aller.
Ouais, je me repose un peu là.
Ouais, mais t'as plus beaucoup de temps.
C'est vrai?
3 heures et il y a une barrière horaire dans 2 heures.
Ah mince.
Et il y a 7,5 à faire. Hein.
Ah ouais? Ah c'est short alors?
2 heures, hein. Ouais, c'est pour ça que je te motive un peu les gens.
Ça marche.
Jouable.
Ouais.
Ça peut aller, quoi.
Ok.
Celle-là, elle est un petit peu... Voilà.
The alarm bells are ringing out loud now. I am on the verge of being timed out. My worst nightmare. It's one thing pulling out on injury, but being timed out because I was lazy is not an option. I need to go pedal to metal now. I have no more buffer. The next section is flat and I will have no choice but to run it despite my legs aching like I have never felt them ache before. The adrenaline rush from this message is so strong that the sleep deprivation symptoms have completely vanished. I am in a state of high alert. The decision is taken without even flinching. I'm going to suck up the excruciating short-term physical pain to maintain my dream alive. The long-term pain of not finishing this race is much greater than anything we can imagine compared to the physical suffering I'm about to endure.
There's the other side of the Mont Blanc. So I thought I had a time buffer bigger than the reality, and the lady told me I have to hurry up, so I'm gonna have to put pedal to metal to make the cutoffs. It's gonna be tough.
Ici, chez moi. Voilà.
Phew, we made it. 5 o'clock was indeed the cutoff. Man, oh man.
I wrongly thought the cutoffs would become more generous. The fight to stay in the race is going to amplify even more now. I'm very close to being timed out and cannot hang around at the aid stations. That means I will not have time to rest much, let alone sleep. I am psychologically preparing to face another sleepless night. So far in the race, I had been mostly losing positions, but on this section, I gained 130 places, which is a testament to the speed I had to go at to get back into the race.
So that was Refuge Bonatti. I arrived right on time. Just filled up my bottles and off I go.
The scenery in this part of the course is absolutely stunning. We're on the other side of the Mont Blanc. Despite the timing pressure, I try to soak in these views. I'm truly privileged to be here and part of this incredible event. I'm currently in a strange place physically, mentally, emotionally and spiritually. A stark contrast between the beauty of the surroundings and the pain I'm experiencing physically, the difficult mental battle I'm having with the voice that is telling me to give up, the fire burning in me to continue to materialize my dream. An amalgamation of feelings that are taking me on the edge of order and chaos, a special place that we cannot access in the comfort of our daily lives. It's a fine line on which I'm dancing. This race is delivering exactly what I was looking for. The ultimate challenge, a kind of pilgrimage, one that takes me out of my comfort zone to test my true character.
This is the checkpoint for RAF Arnouva station, which is quite beautiful. Il est là le coco. J'ai réussi à le choper.
On n'a pas beaucoup de temps donc
on n'a pas beaucoup de temps.
We made it to Arnouva. I thought I was going to be eliminated with the timings. The cutoff crazy tight until here. I'm completely dead now.
So, my gosh. Lot of stress. But it's right, like you have still 1 hour.
No, yeah, but I have to leave before because otherwise I'll lose time for the other one.
Yeah.
So I'll go and get my stuff.
Prendre un peu d'avance quoi.
So 5:26. We made it to Arnouva, but man, that was tight. If I hadn't have accelerated between Berton and Bonatti, I would have been out. Merci.
I make it on time to Arnouva, an absolutely magnificent area that is close to the Swiss border. The crew made it there from Courmayeur and have been enjoying a well-deserved respite whilst I was making my way there. It's the perfect crew location during the day. I now have to take on another incredibly difficult climb to the Swiss border at Grand Col Ferret, the highest point of the course at 2,538 meters, 18% gradient climb, one of the steepest.
So here I am with Nadia.
Hello.
Who is going to accompany me on parts of the course to the Grand Col Ferret, because that's going to be a tough one. So we're at around 100 kilometers with 6,000 meters D+. So I'm in unknown territory from my end. Never been above 100k, so stressful.
Allez Raph, come on.
This is my friend Sébastien out there, crewing me and filming.
Keep going, buddy.
Thanks for your help, mate.
Keep going.
Once again, the crew is there to infuse well-needed moral support. This unknown territory is going to put me to the test and assess what I'm made of.
Ça va tes jambes? Comment tu te sens? Dur?
I'm dead.
Ah ouais?
Yeah, aching everywhere. Not easy, man. Not easy. It's gonna be a tough one.
With over 100 kilometers and 6,000 meters in the legs, this climb is going to break many. Nadia was going to drop out at Arnouva, but she found renewed motivation as we talked about our respective experiences and she bravely decided to try to make this climb, for which I would accompany her as long as possible. This is what UTMB is also about, and what I felt in full force at the start, a shared passion centered on the spirit of adventure which connects us all. We are each experiencing our own unique adventure in the same place, which enables us to support each other. Again, I realized the importance of this human dimension, which is key to helping us reach our objectives.
Pas que vous avez trouvé pour Nadia. Salut William. Bonjour. J'ai failli être éliminé par la barrière horaire.
Ah merde. On se rejoint ce soir.
Super.
Cool. À toutes.
À toutes.
Soyez forts. Keep going, mate.
Merci William.
Vamos, vamos.
Look at this view. Wow, incredible. That's what you gotta climb up, right up there.
After the vital reconnection with the crew, the reality of the time barriers drops back upon me like a load of lead. I need to pick up the pace again, and Nadia tells me to go ahead. I reluctantly pull away and hope that she will make the cutoff at La Foulie in Switzerland, which is on the other side of the Grand Col Ferret. This is a long stint which will take us into the night.
There it is, le Grand Col Ferret. We are arriving. C'est bon. There you go. Switzerland over there, and Italy this side. That's a hell of a climb. Need to stretch now. Ah, that was intense. Oh, killed me that. Not easy, but beautiful. Wow. I've never seen views like this. This is absolutely breathtaking.
We're now in Switzerland. After a quick break at the top of the Grand Col Ferret, it is now time to take on the very long descent towards La Foulie, where the next cutoff is at 10:30 p.m. I have 3 hours to cover the 10 kilometers that separates me from that aid station, whilst descending near 1,000 meters in the process. The descent extends even further after that, with a total of nearly 1,500 meters from Grand Col Ferret before we start the climbs again. Night is setting in, and it will soon be time to switch on the headlamps yet again for the final night.
10 kilometers.
10 kilometers still to go. I looked on the website, they tell me I should take like a little less than 2 hours to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Normal speed or run?
Normal speed, I think. I hope. Because I'm not going to be running, I can't run anymore. Alright, night is setting here. So I've got out the cold weather gear and the light. So getting ready for another night in the mountains. Let's see how this one goes.
In the meantime, I learned that Nadia unfortunately dropped out at Grand Col Ferret. I feel really sorry for her. She was in a tough spot, but was brave to take on the climb. She did her best.
Officially kilometer 106. On my watch I have 112. Well, not a big difference. Oof, let's go. Direction La Foulie.
And just like that, night drops its dark veil upon us. The headlamp is back on, and I once again enter a world defined only by the circular yellow bubble of light that it projects. The going is getting very tough now, to the extent that I don't even find the energy to film. The descent is boring and lonely. The runners are very spread out now. I'm in autopilot mode at this stage. I make it to La Foulie at 9:36 p.m, less than an hour from the cutoff, and I spend 18 minutes at that aid station. The race against the time barriers continues.
Okay, so did a quick stop in La Foulie aid station. They still have half an hour before they close, and now I'm going to head to Champellac. Alright, so because of the tight time barriers, we're going to have to be pretty quick in each of these aid stations to get there, so not filming much, but running a lot.
La Foulie was actually the village from which my other ultra race started from. the X Traversée by UTMB, which is an 80k and 5000 meter D plus ultra that starts in La Foulie and finishes in Verbier. Another incredible adventure that is extremely difficult but prepared me well for UTMB. But nothing compares to what I'm experiencing at the moment. I'm at kilometer 116 and climbed 6,800 meters. I've been in the race for the past 28 hours with no sleep. The first night was tough, but I managed to grind through. I can feel that this second night is going to be my biggest challenge yet. We're nearing 10 p.m. and my body is getting ready for bed. But I have to cover 14 kilometers and climb 400 meters to Champellac. This is one of the longest stints between 8 stations. Champellac is also the next cutoff at 2:30 a.m. We're now a train of runners going at a slow pace, and stress of being timed out is increasing. A girl rings the alarm bells, and we pick up the pace. In doing so, I trip up and nearly fall into a ravine, which has the merit of giving me an adrenaline rush that yanks me out of my autopilot mode. I need to concentrate.
Okay, so we're on our way to the Champellac aid station. I thought we'd arrived. Thought it was in Champais, but it's not. Now we have 400 meters to climb, over 5 kilometers.
And we just arrived to Champellac. Next destination for Raphael. He's supposed to come in 1 hour now at 1 a.m. Nice organization by the Swiss UTMB, like always. Bonne organisation, hein?
Ouais, c'est pas mal.
Welcome to Switzerland.
That climb to Champellac is deadly. I completely forgot about that climb, and it's taking its toll on my morale. I'm sleepy and aching all over. I need to have a longer rest at Champellac where my crew awaits. I'm dangerously close to the cutoffs and can't go any faster. There is a real possibility that I'll be timed out.
Ça va? Bon petit burger. Ouais, pas une tête très longue en plus.
Non, non. T'es en avance par rapport au chrono, c'est bien.
Ah ouais?
On disait que t'arrivais dans 20 minutes.
J'ai qui... Là, ça commence à être compliqué. Ouais.
So finally we arrived in Champellac. We thought it was down there, and then we were told no, we have to climb up 400 meters over 5 kilometers. We're like, oh.
In Orsières. You were in Orsières at the bottom.
I thought it was Champellac. I spoke to the guy and he told me, yeah, Champellac. Ah, cool, let's
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm happy to be with the crew.
It's an absolute relief to see the crew here. They even brought me a nice fat hamburger. I have no digestive issues, and I'm able to eat half of it. Great way to fuel up in calories with a different taste. But I'm feeling the effects of sleep deprivation in full force now. I had never experienced anything like it in my life. Combining physical fatigue and extreme sleepiness is a considerable challenge. Despite the tight time barrier, I need to have a few minutes to rest my eyes. The next section is going to be the toughest yet. The little voice in me telling me to give up. My mind is not helping me anymore. Mental toughness alone is not what will push me forward. I'm going to have to dig deeper and beyond that now. The spiritual realm beckons.
Still a bit of energy inside you to finish the race.
To finish, yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
But it's going to be tough.
40 kilometers now.
It's going to be difficult.
I'm marching into the blinding darkness, where I have a choice: succumb in the face of the seemingly impossible hurdle that lies ahead, or pull out the best in me, to discover a strength that I don't know yet exists, a belief that there's something better to be discovered within myself, a hidden potential that is encapsulated in my DNA, but it has not yet confronted the right environment to fully express itself. The transformational journey lies ahead, and I decide to fully take it on, embracing this challenge with open arms.
Merci les gars, c'était cool.
Allez,
Ah,
tiens le coup, tu te blesses pas?
ouais, surtout ça, parce que je suis déjà tombé, j'ai fait tomber dans le ravin. Bon les gars, merci pour tout. Hein. En tout cas, ça me rebooste.
J'espère.
On est là pour voir
J'espère bien.
Los amigos pour repartir dans la nuit.
Un peu le moral.
Ah ouais, bah ouais, carrément.
Si tu finis, tu vas finir, ça sera aussi
Allez,
une victoire.
finisher.
Ouais.
Merci.
À toutes.
On se voit. Finisher.
Allez, vamos.
On se voit demain. Ciao.
Keep going, mate. Ciao. À toutes.
I march into the void, full of hope, on a quest to confront the worst of myself at the bottom of the abyss that I'm gradually approaching. There's something deeper than mental strength that is enabling me to move forward, a deeper purpose, a sacred fire, a reconnection with true happiness, the movement towards a valued goal that might help others to find hope in dark times. Those dark times that life throws at us. Life cannot be a constant state of utopia. It will have its ups and downs, and we need to be prepared to confront those tough times. We need to create a shell. Self-imposed challenges help us create this shell. These are the values that I want to convey to my children. You must create your own pilgrimage. Embrace a growth mindset, taking on challenges that seem unsurmountable. As I progress through the night in my small tunnel of light, my mind tries to trick me. I see a house in the forest and people dancing in it. This can't be. I look down, and shapes start appearing and moving on the stones that are paving the way. I'm hallucinating. I know it, and yet I cannot fight it off. My mind is shutting down. The specters of the past resurface, haunting me in an attempt to derail my progress. I'm in a parallel world, unknown territory that sits in the darkest corners of my conscience. Chaos, the fear of the unknown, unpredictability, attempts to obscure the path to transformation and growth. I'll not give up. The supernatural experience was unique, something I'd never experienced before and difficult to replicate without putting oneself on the edge. An edge I was seeking and on which I'm on right now. On the edge of what I can do, pushing the limits of what I thought was possible for me. A sacred edge during which we're paradoxically fully conscious, in the moment, sleep deprived, physically battered, but fully present. Neuroscience has established that being fully conscious is akin to dancing on that edge, a balance between order and chaos, the yin and the yang, in balance, fully engaged with life. Everything is alive and meaningful. Hawaiians considered surfing sacred, as those who practiced it needed to optimally balance on that edge, an edge on which one feels fully alive. I am on this edge.
We arrived at Plan de l'Eau. Next one is Trian, cut off at 8 o'clock. So we're currently on the road to, on the trail to Trian. It's quite impressive to see so many bodies scattered on the side of the trail. People sleeping. I can feel it as well. I'm tired, sleepy. It's tough to fight it off. So one way I've been trying to fight off tiredness, sleepiness, is to look at my phone. The screen usually wakes up your brain. So I sat down and checked my phone for a few minutes. Seems to have worked. Les pilules.
Moi je prends les pilules.
Ouais.
Et si, je fais bien attention.
Ouais.
Surtout que ça m'arrive.
I team up with another runner. We are few and far apart, so it's lucky that I find one who speaks French. This helps me to stay awake.
Ah, un point de quoi? Un checkpoint? Ouais, sur la descente, je vais être plus lent.
We finally reach La Giette, a small aid station that also has coffee. This is where I fuel up in caffeine, which is going to be key in keeping me awake.
Ah, une espèce de ravito. Moi, j'en mets toujours au cas où. So a few more tricks I try to use to help me combat the sleep deprivation was to chat with a fellow runner who was kind enough to spend some time with me chatting, which was nice. That sort of woke me up. And then I had a little bit of coffee in the last aid station. So I think I'm gonna caffeine to the maximum whenever I can. I think it's helping, so I'll be doing that, I think.
After a long 5-hour stint since Champel-Lac, I finally make it to Trian, the last aid station in Switzerland. I'll now be heading back into France.
So yeah, arriving at Trian aid station. That's not an easy downhill.
Allez Raphaël, courage.
Merci.
I have been in the race for over 36 hours with 2 sleepless nights. My body is broken. I take my time in the aid station, drinking loads of coffee and eating quite a bit. In the meantime, the sun is rising over the Alps. I've survived the final night.
Sunday morning in Chamonix with the crew team. Amazing view.
With the sun having risen, it's now time to head out of Trion and towards France.
Alright, heading out of Trion now for one of the big climbs to Valorcine. This is going to be tough, and I'm starting to have little niggles in my leg. The knee, behind the knee. It's not going to be easy, especially on the downhills. Oh well, we'll just have to grind through. Trion is a quaint little village. This is where we came last year when we were following the elites for the UTMB race. That was good fun. There we go. I was a spectator last year, and this year I'm an actor of it. There we go. Climb starts now.
After the 47-minute break in Trion, loads of coffee and food, I find a second wind. I find myself in a state of flow, fully in the moment, and even the physical pain seems to diminish. I focus on the next cutoff, which is in Valorcine at 11:15 AM. I'm still paranoid of being timed out with just 2 cutoffs to go. The one in Valorcine and the other in La Flégère before the final descent back into Chamonix. So far, I have been focusing on each aid station and cutoff, but for the first time, I picture the finish line. After a difficult night confronting the worst of myself, I've come out on the other side renewed. After darkness comes light, a strong life lesson. We'll always face difficulties in our daily lives, but we need to grind through them with hope, driven by a greater purpose that infuses us with the needed resilience. I guess this is why we've always been inspired by hero stories when we were kids. The knight going on an adventure to find a treasure hidden deep inside a cave, guarded by a terrifying dragon and bravely succeeding in his quest. King Arthur's knights setting off on their crusade to find the Holy Grail and entering the forest from the entrance that seems the darkest to them. Confronting our demons and prevailing, growing in the process. We don't grow less afraid, but braver. A courage that we all need in life. It's key to thicken our skin during self-initiated challenges. On this morning, as I progress towards Valorcine, my skin has gotten thicker. We're now back into France. We finished the triangle of friendship that unites France, Italy and Switzerland. We're getting closer to Valorcine and the crew is waiting for me there.
Welcome to Valorcine, the next station for Raphael. Still 20 kilometers to go almost.
Now we're going to be taking a similar route to the Marathon du Mont Blanc that I did a couple of years ago. So I think I remember it more or less.
At this point, we've covered 154 kilometers and climbed 9,037 meters, higher than the Everest.
Thank you.
Je suis là mon coco. Bravo mon vieux.
Ça va mon ami?
Yes, presque arrivé.
Yes, nearly there.
On se rejoint au ravitaillement là.
Ouais, mais je vais faire très vite parce qu'il faut que j'ai une marge de manœuvre pour la flégère. Ça m'inquiète.
Je te suis un petit peu, ouais.
C'est que tough. Oh, j'ai accéléré comme un malade de l'autre côté pour... ouais.
Presque arrivé là.
Ouais, nearly there.
Yes, almost finished, guys.
Just a couple of climbs, couple of descents and we're done.
Il y a une espèce d'arche. Yeah. À toutes.
Thanks guys.
Allez Raph, tu y es presque. Allez Raph.
I arrive in Vallorcine at around 9:50 am, a little over an hour before the cutoff. It's tight, as I still need to rest as well. Again, no time to sleep. I gained 213 positions since Champellac, which reflects the speed I had to set to stay in the race. The crew is here to give me the well-needed moral support.
To rest a little bit? Yeah, but it's time for a magical potion, the coffee.
Yes. Okay,
It worked wonders this morning. Amazing. I'm with the chief crew officer who's been helping me since the beginning.
Always here to support
Thanks, Bastien.
my buddy.
After a good stint between Trion and Vallorcine, I once again feel the effects of sleep deprivation kick back in. I'm just gazing into nothingness as I eat some nice cookies.
Hier soir, j'étais vraiment pas bien, quoi. Ouais, j'avais les yeux qui voulaient se fermer, mec, mais j'ai jamais ressenti ça de ma vie. Taking some of this as well. See if it can help.
Ready, buddy?
Ready.
Allez, Coco!
Merci.
Tu es presque.
On se voit à Chamonix.
See you in a bit. Vamos!
So we've done the Vallorcine aid station and now heading off to some 2 big climbs before finishing in Chamonix. Gotta be really careful, don't want to mess up this last part. Can't believe we're already here. Holy moly. What a dream come true if we can finish this race.
As I head out of Vallorcine, only 19 kilometers and 1,000 meters of elevation gain separate me from Chamonix and the sacred finish line. It's within reach, but the time barriers are still in effect and I remain paranoid about being timed out, especially so close to the finish. It's not over till it's over. The 2 upcoming climbs are going to be very difficult in the heat as we near midday.
There's the Mont Blanc and there's Les Drues, so Chamonix is right below. Can't believe we're getting there. 170 kilometers, 10,000 meters, and still about 800s that we still need to complete. Incredible. Merci. Jusqu'au bout. Merci.
As we get closer to Chamonix, there are many more spectators along the course. Back to civilization after many hours in solitude and darkness. A welcome spike in dopamine that is gifted to us by these people scattered along the course.
Merci. Jeez. Here I am with Zan. Final climbs of the race. It's good to meet you, man.
Yeah, you too.
So you've had a good race. Looking forward to the finish line.
Yeah.
That's going to be the best moment.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to save energy to finish strong and run the last.
Oh, good stuff, man. Congrats.
Yeah, you too.
UTMB is an incredibly difficult race that enables us to experience a self-imposed challenge that gives us the opportunity to explore our true potential. To get here was hard work. It is the journey, not the destination, that is important. Becoming is more important than being.
I'm really suffering now. The pain in the back of my knee is really waking up, and this terrain is not helping.
Through my ultra adventures, I've grown to believe that to live a meaningful life, we need to develop the courage to step into the unknown and confront uncertainties in the pursuit of a higher purpose or calling. That purpose will be specific to each and one of us, but can be developed through dreams and aspirations of what we ultimately define as being a better life. But we always need to take the difficult path to reach a valued goal. This brings me to what I mentioned at the start of the film. Why was my preparation for UTMB rendered more difficult than usual? It's because I was presented the challenge of leaving my home country, Switzerland. for a new professional endeavor. A daunting proposition right before UTMB, leaving my homeland and relatives for unknown horizons, uprooting my family. The fear of the unknown was gripping, without mentioning the logistical burden of moving a family of 4 halfway around the world. And then I recalled what I'd learned throughout my life and that has always felt uncomfortable, but from which I've always grown stronger from: embracing new challenges. We need to follow our respective adventures, just like the heroes in so many stories we've read or seen on the screen. Themes of departure and sacrifice that take us on a journey that unlocks the potential hiding in our DNA.
There we go, nearly at La Flégère. There we go, 10,000 meters elevation, it's 173 kilometers. Heck of a ride. And we'll be arriving in time for the cutoff, which is at 2:30. We're arriving at about 1 o'clock, so need it. But I had to speed up. Holy smokes, it's a very tough race. All the hard work, all the dedication, all the family sacrifices boiled down to this. I can only be grateful to them for having supported me. Family, friends. It's true, the direct impact on the day-to-day has been on my wife and kids. It's not easy to do ultra running, especially when you're preparing these grueling races. So kudos to them for having put up with it for so long. But thank you as well to my friends. Thank you to my mom, sister. Incredible. Enfin en Suisse, hein. On m'a dit qu'il n'y en avait pas beaucoup, hein. Voilà.
I make it to La Flégère, the last cutoff. I made it. Chamonix is just down the hill. I'm the final obstacle between this aid station and the materialization of a dream. I'm back in control after being at the mercy of the time barriers for over 40 hours.
This is also UTMB.
It's a strange feeling. We rarely get the opportunity to experience such a moment, one where a dream becomes reality. Something I've been pursuing constantly in my life, but never quite managed to get the arrow perfectly on target. So today, being able to bullseye this target stimulates emotions one seldomly feels. Only my wedding and becoming a father beat this.
Now on the way down to the finish line, more trails which are difficult to navigate with the roots and everything, easy to trip up, so we've got to be concentrated for the last second here. Ooh, that was close, nearly lost the whole film there. GoPro falling down, we don't want that. Whew. Give me a heart attack. Merci d'être là. Merci. 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 Merci à vous. Allez, allez. Merci, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Beaucoup. Merci. Ah. There you go. Thank you. Merci. Merci. Thank you. Thanks. Merci. Merci. All right. Thank you. Merci. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
And so I reached Chamonix, 100 miles, over 30,000 feet of cumulated climbs, and 2 sleepless nights. I pushed myself beyond what I thought was possible. I soaked in the joy of the trail community's energy at the start, the physical pain that goes with the miles, the ethereal effects of sleep deprivation that resurface the ghosts of the past, the limits of the power of the mind, and the extent to which a grander goal, a guiding star, a purpose, will elevate us to overcome seemingly impossible obstacles. I've learned that the soul is way more powerful than our mind and body. As I complete the final yards of this race, with a heartwarming welcome of the crowd, I'm overwhelmed by emotion. Life is short, life is precious, life is fragile. It can be beautiful, but also difficult. I think of my father and brother who left this world too early, the legacy that they bestowed upon me, values and visions. The values of hard work and the vision of thinking big, dreaming big, and believing big. I applied these to UTMB. As the last page of the final chapter is turning to close the book on an incredible odyssey, my hope is that this story will inspire others who might find themselves in a dark place. Follow that shining star. Aim high. Push yourself. Work hard. Get out of your comfort zone. It's daunting, but it's worth it.
Thank you. Merci. Bravo, merci. Thank you.
We have 12 different charities
I did it.
he's chosen to run for Le Rire Médecin. So thank you, Raphaël.
Merci.